You're at the airport, watching the long security lines snake through the terminal, while other travelers breeze through a completely different checkpoint in minutes. What if I told you that as a senior traveler, you have access to services and upgrades that most people don't even know exist? I'm talking about dedicated assistance, expedited screening options, and VIP treatment that won't cost you a penny. And before we dive into these game-changing tips, hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss out on travel secrets that'll make your journey smoother. Today, I'm revealing the insider strategies that airports and airlines don't advertise, but are absolutely available to you if you know how to ask. The travel industry has quietly expanded their senior services over the past few years, yet most travelers over 65 have no idea these perks exist. We're talking about services that can eliminate stress, reduce physical strain, and turn what used to be an exhausting airport experience into something actually pleasant. Whether you're a frequent flyer or planning your annual vacation, these strategies work at virtually every major airport in the United States. So let's get straight into the tips that'll have you moving through security like a VIP, while everyone else waits in those endless standard lines. Section 1. TSA PreCheck for seniors. Let's start with the foundation, TSA PreCheck. While the standard membership costs $85 for 5 years, there's actually a way to get it completely free, or heavily discounted if you know where to look. Many premium credit cards designed for travelers offer TSA PreCheck fee reimbursement as a cardholder benefit. Cards like the Chase Sapphire Reserve, American Express Platinum, and Capital One Venture X will credit the application fee directly to your account. If you're not ready to open a new credit card, certain Medicare Advantage plans and AARP partnerships occasionally run promotions that cover the TSA PreCheck enrollment fee. Once you have TSA PreCheck, you're not just getting through security faster, you're keeping your shoes on, leaving your laptop in your bag, and walking through a dedicated line that typically processes travelers in under 5 minutes. For anyone dealing with mobility issues or arthritis, this eliminates the physical strain of the standard security process. The reduced bending, unpacking, and repacking alone makes travel significantly less taxing on your body. To maximize your PreCheck benefits, always add your known traveler number to your airline profiles and double-check that it appears on your boarding pass every time you fly. Section 2. Wheelchair and Mobility Assistance. Now let's talk about one of the most underutilized services that can actually get you VIP treatment: wheelchair assistance. And here's something crucial: you don't need to be unable to walk to request this service. If you have any difficulty with long distances, standing for extended periods, or carrying luggage, you absolutely qualify. When you request wheelchair service, which you can do when booking your ticket or by calling the airline directly, you're assigned a dedicated airport employee who escorts you from check-in all the way to your gate. But here's the upgrade most people don't know about. These wheelchair attendants often have access to expedited security lanes that regular passengers can't use, even if they have TSA PreCheck. We're talking about dedicated security checkpoints with minimal wait times and TSA agents specifically trained to assist passengers with special needs. The secret to maximizing this service is in how and when you request it. Call the airline at least 48 hours before your flight and be specific about what you need. Tell them you require wheelchair assistance from curb to gate. When you arrive at the airport, check in at the special assistance desk rather than regular check-in. Here's an insider tip. Arrive at the airport slightly earlier than the standard 2-hour recommendation, perhaps 2.5 hours for domestic flights. This gives the wheelchair coordinator flexibility in scheduling your escort and often means you'll get a more experienced attendant who knows all the shortcuts. Being polite and patient with your attendant goes a long way. Many seasoned travelers tip their wheelchair escorts $5 to $10, which, while not required, ensures exceptional service and helpful navigation advice. Section 3. Hidden Senior Assistance Programs. Every major U.S. airline operates what they call special assistance programs, but they don't advertise them prominently. These programs offer dedicated help for seniors, including escort services, priority boarding, and assistance navigating connections. The magic phrase you need to know is passenger requiring special assistance. When you call the airline to book or modify your reservation, specifically ask whether they offer senior assistance programs. Delta, American, United, and Southwest all have these services. Delta's program allows you to request a meet and assist service where an airline employee meets you at the curb, helps with check-in, escorts you through security using priority lanes, and walks you to your gate. This service is completely free and available to passengers over 65 or anyone with mobility concerns. American Airlines offers something similar called passenger assistance, which you can request when booking online by selecting the special assistance option. United has their accessible travel program that provides similar services. The key is being proactive. Don't wait until you're at the airport to request these services. Here's a strategy that compounds these benefits. When you check in online 24 hours before your flight, look for the option to add special service requests. Many airlines let you select assistance needs during online check-in, which automatically notifies airport staff and often triggers priority boarding privileges. This means you'll board with Group 1 or 2 regardless of your ticket class, giving you first access to overhead bin space. Section 4. Medical documentation advantages. Let's discuss something that many seniors overlook but that can significantly upgrade your TSA experience. Medical documentation. If you have any medical devices, conditions, or prescriptions that affect your travel, carrying proper documentation can open doors to specialized screening procedures that are far less invasive and much faster. If you have a pacemaker, artificial joints, insulin pumps, or any implanted medical devices, you're entitled to request alternative screening that doesn't involve the standard metal detector or body scanner. The TSA allows for pat-down screenings instead, which are conducted in a private room if you prefer. These alternative screenings often happen at dedicated checkpoints with shorter waits. Obtain a letter from your physician on official letterhead that lists your medical conditions and devices. Include your doctor's contact information. Keep this letter with your boarding pass and ID, and present it to the TSA agent before screening begins. Calmly explain that you have medical conditions requiring alternative screening. Most TSA agents will immediately direct you to a supervisor who oversees these special screenings, and you'll typically bypass the main security line entirely. If you use oxygen, CPAP machines, or other medical equipment, notify the airline in advance and bring documentation showing its medical equipment. Airlines are required to allow medical devices as additional carry-on items, and TSA has specific protocols for screening this equipment that are faster and less intrusive. Section 5. TSA Cares Program. Now we're getting to one of TSA's best-kept secrets, the TSA Cares Program. This is a completely free service that provides specialized assistance to travelers with disabilities, medical conditions, or anyone who needs extra help navigating security. While it's not exclusively for seniors, it's perfectly designed for senior travelers' needs. Here's how it works. You call the TSA Cares helpline at 855-787-2227 at least 72 hours before your flight. You'll speak with a trained representative who will note your specific needs and coordinate with TSA personnel at your departure airport. When you arrive at security, you're met by a passenger support specialist who provides personalized assistance through the screening process. These specialists can arrange private screening rooms if you need assistance with clothing or medical devices, provide chairs if you have difficulty standing, explain each step of the screening process in detail, and coordinate with other TSA officers to ensure you receive appropriate accommodations. They essentially act as your personal security escort, ensuring you move through the checkpoint with minimal stress and maximum dignity. The TSA Cares program is especially valuable for seniors who are anxious about security procedures, those with cognitive conditions that make the standard process confusing, or anyone who simply wants a more controlled and less hectic screening experience. Section 6. Airport-specific programs. Many major airports have implemented their own senior assistance initiatives that operate independently from airline programs. These can include dedicated lounges, courtesy carts, and concierge services that most travelers never discover. Los Angeles International Airport operates a passenger assistance program that provides golf cart transportation between terminals for passengers over 62. Miami International Airport has similar services where you can request cart transportation that takes you directly from check-in to your gate. Chicago O'Hare, Dallas Fort Worth, and Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson all have comparable programs. The secret to accessing these programs is knowing they exist and asking for them by name. When you arrive at the airport, look for the information desk or special assistance desk and specifically ask whether the airport offers senior transportation services or courtesy cart rides. Here's an insider trick. Many of these airport services are managed by volunteers or contracted companies that have different procedures than the airlines. If an airline employee tells you a service isn't available, politely ask to speak with an airport customer service representative. Airport staff often have access to resources that airline employees don't handle directly. Section 7. Timing and communication strategies. Strategic timing can naturally upgrade your TSA experience without any special requests. The absolute best times for seniors to fly are Tuesday through Thursday mornings between 9 a.m. and noon. These time slots see significantly less traffic than early morning rush periods or weekend travel. Security lines are shorter, wheelchair assistance is more readily available, and TSA agents are less rushed and more accommodating. Avoid Monday mornings and Friday afternoons at all costs, as these are peak business travel times with the longest lines. Similarly, holiday travel periods should be avoided if possible. If you must travel during these times, book the earliest possible flight, ideally departing before 7 a.m. Now, how you communicate your needs can dramatically impact the level of service you receive. When approaching TSA or airline staff, make eye contact and speak clearly. Begin with phrases like, "I'm requesting assistance because," rather than apologetic language like, "I'm sorry to bother you, but," you're entitled to these services, and confident communication signals that you know your rights. Be specific about what you need. Instead of saying, "I need help," say, "I need wheelchair assistance from check-in to my gate," or "I have a medical device and need alternative screening." If you encounter resistance, calmly ask to speak with a supervisor. Here's a communication hack. When you call airlines to book or modify reservations, ask to speak with the accessibility desk or special services department rather than general reservations. These specialized departments have access to services that general booking agents might not even know exist. Section 8. Membership benefits and connecting flights. Let's talk about hidden benefits and memberships you might already have. AARP membership, which costs just $16 annually, provides access to discounted or complimentary services at numerous airports. Some locations offer AARP members access to quiet rooms, priority check-in lanes, and dedicated customer service lines. Premium credit cards like Chase Sapphire Reserve and American Express Platinum offer Priority Pass lounge memberships that grant access to over 1,300 airport lounges worldwide. These lounges provide comfortable seating, complimentary food and beverages, and a peaceful environment away from terminal chaos. For seniors making connecting flights, airports offer services that can eliminate the stress of rushing between gates. When booking flights with connections, build in extra time, at minimum 90 minutes for domestic connections. When you book, call the airline and inform them you'll need escort assistance between connecting gates. Upon landing at your connection airport, wait until most passengers have exited, then inform the flight attendant that you need escort assistance to your connecting gate. They'll radio for a wheelchair or escort to meet you at the IAIASP jetway. This service often includes express transportation via cart that gets you to your next gate faster than walking on your own. Closing. Let's quickly recap everything we've covered. Start with TSA PreCheck to establish your foundation for faster security processing. Request wheelchair assistance even if you can walk but prefer help with long distances. Use airline special assistance programs by calling ahead and being specific about your needs. Carry medical documentation for any conditions or devices that might require alternative screening. Call TSA Cares 72 hours before your flight for personalized security assistance. Research airport-specific senior programs at your departure location. Time your travel strategically by choosing off-peak days and times. Communicate confidently with all airline and TSA staff. And leverage credit card and membership benefits you already have, especially AARP and premium card services. These aren't tricks or hacks that might get you in trouble. These are legitimate services that airports and airlines provide because they want to ensure safe, comfortable travel for all passengers. The problem is that they don't advertise these services prominently, so most senior travelers never know they exist. Your next airport experience doesn't have to involve long lines, physical strain, or travel anxiety. With these strategies, you'll move through security like a VIP while others stand in endless queues. If you found this guide valuable, share it with other senior travelers in your life who deserve to know these secrets. Drop a comment below telling me which tip you're most excited to try on your next trip. Safe travels, and remember, age brings wisdom, and wisdom means knowing exactly how to travel smarter, not harder. I'll see you in the next video.